Hi, thank you for having me here today. This is a tremendous honor, and I love talking about this stuff and telling some stories about my time in Iraq. It's funny, my friend, I was telling him the other day that I was going to come speak at a conference, and he said, "Really, you? He goes, what are they having you talk about?" And I said, "I am something of an expert on veterans that don't hold a job for very long." And he said, "Wow, they really got the right guy for this one." So when I came back from Iraq, I always joked about my life that maybe if a shark took my leg off at the knee or something like that, I'd get a little moisture in my eye. But other than that, I don't cry. And I used to say that, but the truth is, when I came back from Iraq, I was at a movie, and it was like a Bond film or something like that. And there was a scene where just a low-level minion was killed unceremoniously by the hero. And I almost started to cry, and I was like, wow, this is really, really bizarre. And I don't think I was really sad. I didn't see the world in absolutes of good and evil anymore, like movies portray it and the media, and everything was gray. And I thought, like, who is this guy that's just got killed? Like, did he have a family? Like, what drove him to take this job? He doesn't think he's bad. Like, how do we not understand him? How does this audience just accepting with such nonchalance that this guy got killed? And I was really getting choked up about it. And then it occurred to me that maybe I was just a little emotionally off, And then on the flip side of that, I also found myself at like funerals not crying at all. And but the thing is that crazy? I don't think so. I think I had a different perspective. And it's the same way that anyone that undergoes something has a different perspective. Like if you climb Mount Everest or cross the ocean in a canoe or take a year of yoga in India, you're going to come back and you're going to have a different perspective. And so what I kind of my point about all this is just because someone's not the same person they were before doesn't necessarily mean that they have PTSD, can't hold a job, or shouldn't date your sister or brother. There's this idea that people have that if you're different, then it's a disorder, and they label it PTSD. And I just caution people to be a little more hesitant to go and throw that label on. And another story I wanted to tell was, and I think there's a picture. Oh, wait, yeah, there it is. You can see there, when I got back from Iraq, I had this idea in my head that the war was the only thing I was good at. And a lot of veterans, I think, sometimes feel that. That's the only thing that they know, and they feel they're not qualified to do much. And this can be sort of a little bit, self-defeating. And so I'm going to tell this story, and it's a little bit funny. I was dressed like this one night, 3 in the morning. We went and we hit this house real hard. Our brains were squirting adrenaline and Red Bull, and we'd been listening to heavy metal music, and we were armed with everything you could possibly imagine. This house was supposedly harboring suicide bombers on their way to Baghdad. And so we went in at literally like the world's worst alarm clock and woke this family up in the middle of the night and ripped them out of their bed. Half the guys that were in there with me were ripping the house apart. And the other half were interrogating the father out in the yard and asking about why there was cell phones and wires and other things. And I had the job of taking the 2 daughters, there was 2 little girls, and the mother into a side room because I studied some Arabic before going, and so I was calming them down and keeping them, as much as I could at peace. And so I'm sitting there in this room across from these 2 girls. And I've got the handprint on my face, which served no purpose other than to just be intimidating. And now I'm looking at these little girls, and I've got grenades, and I've got an M16, and I've got night vision goggles, and this big dumb handprint on my face. And I'm looking at these girls, and they're giggling and pointing at me and laughing. And so I say to the mother, I go, what are they laughing about? And she goes, no. She won't tell. I said, I'm like, what are they laughing about? Because they're just laughing and giggling and pointing. And I said, what, seriously, tell me what they're laughing about. And so she looks for the word, and then she says, they think you're a clown. And the girls thought that I was there to like amuse them, and they were having a wonderful time. And I felt so self-conscious and embarrassed, so I reached for a baby wipe, which we also had on. I'm trying to wipe off my intimidating face paint. And what is truly a great example of irony, and this word gets way overused, but this really is irony, the girls were disappointed because they thought the show was over. So my point that I'm trying to make is that I didn't think I was qualified for anything except for war, and that's what a lot of people feel. But these girls helped point out to me that should I choose to accept it, I have a future as a birthday party clown. And I will admit that right now my pony and my poodle, when made from a balloon, look exactly the same, but I'm getting better. So thank you.